Hello guys, welcome to what I would say is a playthrough tutorial on how to defeat the game Heroes of Hammerwatch from NG0, NG1, and NG2. I got my partner over here, Quest.
Hi, Quest.
Or should I say questing giving turtle?
I do give the quest, yes.
Yes, so it's kind of weird because we got a turtle that gives quests, but like he's in the quest as well. That's a first. Anyhow,
I don't know. So the turtle's always doing quests. He just doesn't tell you about them. It's fine.
That's right. So we're here to show you guys how to play the game.
What we're gonna do is we're just gonna
go ahead.
We're just gonna go through a few basic tips and tricks on how to get through NG0, 1, and +2. Just a few things that'll make the game a little bit easier for you and a little bit better in your progression through said game.
Yeah.
We're starting this run off as a paladin and the sorcerer. They're a really good combination if you're doing a duo team. The paladin has a blocking ability, and the sorcerer has insane damage.
Yeah, so we're basically playing off of each other's strengths. So this is the town. It's pretty murky actually. It's pretty bad. If we talk to this guy right here, for example, you know, he's just like saying this used to be good, but the mines has a bunch of people trapped in there, and that's why a bunch of these places are just like empty. So we have a couple factions, not factions, but like structures that are missing. For example, the blacksmith has nothing to do because he doesn't have a blacksmith area. So he requires.
He has an anvil. He's just lying.
Yeah, but yeah, the anvil by itself doesn't do anything.
Oh.
Anyways,
so hammer's
this area
not sitting in his hand.
Yeah. So this area right here is where you will go to, so you can go ahead and upgrade your town. As you may see in the top of my screen, I have 500 gold and 0 ore. Ore is what you utilize so that you can upgrade your town. So for me to unlock the blacksmith and, you know, give him a little place to work, I need to give him 5 ore. So that's basically the first thing we're going to be working on. As soon as we get 5 ore, we're going to put that in there. And the next 5 ore, we're going to invest on going to Town Hall 2 so we can get better upgrades.
It's also important to note that we are playing in multiplayer, which means if Mambo upgrades his town, that does not upgrade my town. I will have to do all of those on a single player game in my own game.
Correct.
His upgrades will do nothing for my town. This is just him upgrading his town. I would have to save my ore and then go upgrade my own town in a single player game.
That
to make my town better.
But also, you can take advantage of my town. So I'll be upgrading my town, and he can use his gold and resources to basically upgrade in my town.
Now, as for instance, right now I can use his shop currently.
Yeah.
Now, even if I don't upgrade my town and Mambo upgrades his town, I can still use all of Mambo's upgrades. My town's standings don't make any difference in Mambo's town, just like Mambo's standings don't make any difference to my town.
Yeah. So speaking of the shop, we are gonna be. So we're gonna go ahead with our plan, right? We're gonna go ahead. I'll buy sturdy belt and just nothing but bronze keys.
Yes.
All right. So you can buy from the very beginning of the game just 3 items, or at least from a selection of 3 items. I recommend that you go anything that has armor or health, or if you're looking for damage, then go for damage. But I think health is overall like the better stat to start with. So
yes,
I'm gonna go ahead with the sturdy belt. And now with the remaining gold, I'm just gonna buy 3 keys. We're not gonna need any other kind of keys. Bronze are basically all we need for the meantime.
In multiplayer, it's more important to have keys than it is to have items. If you're doing a single player playthrough, you're gonna want to focus more on getting the items and the keys. The keys are a random drop inside of the tower itself, whereas the items you're finding in the shop could be, you know, extra damage, extra health, extra armor, extra toughness, extra resistance. Like there's a lot of things you can get specifically from the shop that you would just have a chance on in the dungeon. But as a multiplayer game, whenever we open a box, it's going to give an item to both of us, which means we get 2 items for 100 gold. Which is where the difference
basically, you know, getting the most out of your buck.
Yeah.
So one thing I would notice, I like to note, is if you go ahead and press C or whatever your character sheet button is, you will unlock, well, you open this menu right here, and you will see, you know, my character's name, what title it has, and the level. So I'm currently level 1, and if I click this arrow right here, it'll go up to quest, and he's a level 1 paladin. So going back to my stats, you're gonna see that I have a base HP of 40, but the item that I just purchased is giving me 15 more, so I actually have 55. So these are the base stats. It's pretty empty. I only start off with basically 2 resistance, which is what you use for blocking magical damage, and armor is what blocks physical damage. So there's 2 sources of damage types. But there's also 2 kinds of stats that you can use, those being attack power and skill power. Attack power affects the primary attack, which would be this attack for me. But skill power right here will affect my skills and passives. So for example, that would affect this ability. So if the damage, if the source of damage is magical or physical, it depends on what the description says. So for example, my primary says Frost Shard 1, right? Primary attack, and it hits with a 6 damage of hybrid damage, which means it does both physical and magical. In the case of Quest, his primary attack does physical damage, 16 physical damage.
Now, as you can see, I'm doing 19 physical damage because of the item I've picked up.
Correct.
Which gives me +3 physical damage on my primary attack.
Yeah, so we go to the sheet again, and we go to his hide items, and he has Spiked Flail. So basically, the 16 goes up to 19, which is very powerful to actually have this early on.
To start with, yeah, it's pretty nice.
So
whenever you're ready, I think we can start with the tower grind.
Yeah. So, if before we start, guys, if you like this kind of content, just follow us around, you know, stick through. If anything, go ahead and subscribe. We'll probably be doing a lot more videos about this. It's gonna be a full series on how to get to all the way to NG2. So I hope you guys enjoy or learn from this. And yeah, let's just start off. Are you ready, Quest?
Let's do this.
Alright, so we're in the dungeon. And immediately we're greeted with Oliver. Cool. So we talked to this guy that says, "Thanks for saving me. Help yourself with this ore. You can use the elevator to deliver it to town." So these little green little things are called ore, and that's what I was talking about earlier, that you can upgrade your town with. We're looking to have 5 ore, so I'm not gonna bother in depositing anything just yet.
Oh, we can use this elevator.
Yeah, we could use it. But yeah, so we started with 4 ore, which is pretty good.
Now in multiplayer, the ore is spread out individually to everyone, which means he currently has 4 ore, and I also have 4 ore. It's not like whoever gets the ore is the only person to keep it. It is equally spread out to everybody for the amount upon which was picked up, versus if you hit C, your ore gain and gold gain. Gold works the exact same way that ore does.
Yes.
So right now we're both sitting at 100%, ergo we each have 4 ore. Whenever we collect gold, we'll have the exact same amount.
So don't feel bad about picking up resources on the floor. The only thing that is not shared would be the consumables, which allows you to heal your mana or your HP.
These guys are really hard to hit for some reason.
Yeah, so for example, those are consumables right there, and he can heal himself.
Right, so I'm going to grab an apple, which gave me 10 HP.
And the apple's gone.
But now I got 31 gold. Until Mama picked up that gold and made me a liar. Now we each have 282.
Yes.
Ooh, that was nice. Thank you.
No problem.
Now here's a very important tip that nobody ever told me. Poison cannot kill you. It can get you down to 1 HP.
Correct.
But it can never actually kill.
Yes, I'll leave you at 1 HP. So this right here will be a trap. This is one of the, I would say, intermediate traps to do, because it's kind of hard to follow the pattern correctly. I most likely will get hit, but at least I won't get hit too many times to the point that I will die.
Oh man, I should have saved that level up.
Also, we just leveled up. Huh.
I should have saved that for when you were in the middle of the trap, to be honest.
Yeah. Hold up.
Every time you level up, your HP and MP goes to full.
Yes, so if I go back to the character sheet, now my base HP should be 45 instead of just 40.
I forgot to look at that. Oh, I got 0.2 resistance. Nice.
Yeah, I got 0.5
Sorry.
resistance. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to do this trap. So what you want to do is that as soon as the last arrow comes through, which is 3 in concession, you're gonna go ahead and just go like this, wait a little bit, go forward, and if you're lucky, you might actually get right in between the 2 arrows. So you will notice that this is going to give me a little indication right here in this little wall is a button. So once I activate it, it deactivates the trap so I can go out safely. So yeah, we're just go ahead and use this bronze key that we purchased from the shop and unlock it, and we got a robe of the Armor guy.
Nice. Wow, that's really good for you.
That's amazing. Sorry, so that just gave me 10 skill power and 10 resistance, which means magical damage does less damage to me, and I can do more damage with my skill, which in this case will be Comet.
Now, if you look at his screen, you'll see when I pick up this item, it's going to show you I received reinforced gloves, which is awesome for a paladin, by the way.
Yes. So we can go ahead and check his stats, his items, and there it is. That's what reinforced gloves does. It's basically every 5 seconds you can block 50 damage, which is pretty absurd actually.
Yeah, I don't think you can even receive 50 damage of physical until you get to the 3rd set.
Yeah, the 3rd act is it's where the damage is at.
That's where the damage starts.
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this. I can go back to full, or at least close to full. And this is the 2nd trap. This trap is actually relatively easy. There's multiple ways of doing it, but I would say just follow what I would do. You wait until you start dodging the arrows, and just pass by when it's safe.
Hold on 1 second.
Alright.
You see, even with a trap, my shield can block that. What?
Yes. And you got gloves of warding. Wow, you got the magical version.
Did you see that?
You got the magical version. That's cool.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Turtle is not gonna die anytime soon.
That's just not gonna happen. That's crazy. Those items are very, very powerful, especially on a paladin. Now, if you look up at the top of the screen, you'll see that he has 6 ore and 896 gold. However, we have yet to come across the shop on this floor, so as opposed to sending our stuff back, we're going to continue to go until the shop is found, paid for, and moved along from.
Unless you notice that you're having trouble with the level, you're still getting used to the buttons and how to play the game and all that, or maybe you'll die to the trap because they seem a little terrifying. I would say go ahead and deposit, so that you at least have some sort of progress in your town. But if you think you can take on the challenge, you know, because you're a video gamer and whatnot, just don't deposit in the 1st floor.
Well, depositing is a very useful tool. You kind of want to deposit anytime you feel as though a situation could be risky, or the game's getting a little too far out.
Alright, so for this trap is pretty simple to do actually. It's just notice the pattern. Once you figure it out, just wait until the 1st trap is unloaded and just walk through. You can do this with any speed. Alright, I got a spike flail. Nice.
That actually is awesome. Ooh, firm buckler. Dude wants me to live.
Yeah, they just want you to live, huh? So firm buckler. It has a 25% chance to block more damage. And yeah, it's basically he's just not gonna die. Oh, by the way, as you guys can see right here, there's an exclamation mark. That is for the apothecary. So as soon as you see that, go ahead and try to unlock it by speaking with the apothecary. This right here is the shop. So we can go ahead and use our gold. Let's just check it out. So just want to note that because I have this item right here, the fancy plume, I'm gonna have 2 extra items in the shop.
You got the fancy plume?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
So now I have a wide variety and I can actually properly build my character, you know? In this case, I think I'm gonna go with the Steady Greaves. You may notice that I have something called the Journeyman's Outfit 1. That means that I have a piece that belongs to the set. That would be the Sturdy Belt. So the more pieces of the set I get, the more bonuses I get. In this case, once I purchase it, you will notice that now my Journeyman's Outfit set is up to 2, which is now granting me +5 armor. This set is actually one of the better ones, especially early on, so always get it.
Early on, that set's amazing anytime.
Yeah, anytime, but I'm just saying early on, like, it's just one of the things you should prioritize. Anyways, let's see what else should I buy from here. I'm gonna get Pamphlet of Beast so I can get more experience.
You might notice his gold going up. That's because while he's shopping, I'm able to clear the level. That's one of the big benefits of playing in a multiplayer game.
Yes, you can clear the levels faster. I'm gonna go ahead and also purchase Scroll of Magic Missile 2. This allows me to basically shoot a purple missile whenever I cast a skill, which means more skill damage from me. As you can see, that little purple light. Quest is just going ham over there, as you can see with the mini-map. Anyways, this right here, this trap, it's more about just finding out which is the correct pattern. You can just click all 3, see which one comes out in order. So for example, the first button that I pressed opened that one, the second one pressed opened that one, and then the last one was this one. That means that you want to do this one first, so I'm gonna press this button, and then this one next, right? So I'm gonna go from here, and as soon as I press this middle button, they're all gonna shut down, and I'm gonna run up. I did it completely backwards, and then somehow I survived.
Even with no speed boost, that's awesome.
No. Look at my health, dude. I literally survived on 3 HP.
Wow, alright.
Awesome.
There's food in a bunch of places.
Yes. I kind of want to get that apothecary, but I'll just eat some food.
I could clear it out for you. I was just waiting for it.
No. Just wait for me, dude.
I didn't want to clear everything out.
I haven't done any action in this whole floor.
It's good. Should I grab the Cowl of Protection as well?
Yeah. Just have all the blocking items, dude. I want to showcase all the blocking items, dude.
Good golly. I have Sandals of Swiftness as well.
Great.
I heard the jelly in your voice. It's cool, man. You'll find the sandals.
Alright. So, let's go ahead. So yeah, when playing the sorcerer, there's 2 ways you can aim your auto attack. You can either aim it directly at their bodies, or you can actually shoot it against the wall, and it'll ricochet directly to the enemies. So you can have a little bit of what I would call the lazy play. But it's not so much of a lazy play, it's more of a strategy. Mainly because you also do more damage after it ricochets, so you prefer doing that.
I don't know if you can see it yet or not, but...
Oh, there's a cracked wall right over there. Perfect.
Right? I haven't touched it yet. That is what they look like. Yeah.
So, right here, we got the apothecary man. Talk to him, and we just unlock the potion. As you can see, I'm pretty low in HP, and if I press F or spacebar, whichever your button is for potion.
I think by default it's R and spacebar.
I think it's spacebar, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I swapped the use button with the potion because I'm a little bit of a trigger happy. So I'm gonna go ahead and you can also drink from the well over here, and that will fully heal everything and fill up your bottle. So at the moment we only have 1 bottle charge. This right here, whenever you get the chance, you know, take your time to spot some cracks on the wall. They're very obvious. Everything looks pretty grayed out. This is pretty dark. So whenever you see a cracked wall like this, just shoot it or hit it with your weapon and it will break and it'll unlock a secret. In this case, we just got an item, which is pretty cool, and it wasn't an item, it was money. Yes.
I was about to say.
I spoke too soon.
I was like, wait a minute, hold on a second.
Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and deposit this time since we're already shopped. And I just want to be safe that I deposit the at least the first 5 ore for the town.
Yeah, and to be clear, there can only be 1 shop per act of the game.
Yes.
So now that we've come across a shop on floor 2 of the mines, there can be no shop on the next floor. So getting rid of our gold and our ore, sending it back to town rather, is not going to affect our ability to gain as many items as possible by the time we get to the bosses.
Yes. So for the first act, the mines, there's 3 floors, and then the last one is going to be the boss fight.
Well, I guess there are technically 4 floors. It does say floor 4 when you're fighting the boss.
Yeah, but I never call it 4-4.
Neither do I.
It technically is a 4-4, but it really isn't because it's not a dungeon floor. But yeah, anyways. Just not getting too technical on that.
My magical friend. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Oh, I need to
They're
protect
angry
you.
at me. I'm alright. I've had worse. I did 8 damage to that guy. I don't even know how that happened.
So one thing about this game, I would tell you as a tip when combating is please don't be a sitting duck. Don't stand still. Always move around, bob and weave as I call it.
Usually it's done in a circular motion, so you want to like circle all the people you're coming across all the time.
Yes. So just go basically
motion.
strafe, sidestep, that kind of stuff. Like just they're gonna be shooting at the last position that you're in. So as long as you're moving sideways from the position that they're shooting you from, you should be able to avoid all the shots. Oh, this right here is the mini boss. On every third act of each, every third floor of each act, there's gonna be a mini boss.
That was close. That guy was getting down and dirty with me. I didn't like it. Okay. Is that another trap down there?
Where's the trap? Oh, down there.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, and a friendship trap.
Okay,
I'll be down.
cool.
And, ooh, and 2 oranges. That's nice.
This trap, I would say, I'm pretty okay doing it with muscle memory. Other than that, I don't know exactly what's the pattern to go ahead and do this, but just wait until this arrow goes through, and then just zigzag your way through.
Hey, that was nice. Did you level up as well?
Yes, I leveled up.
Nice.
Alright, I got hit twice, I'm alive. And we got Stiletto. So... Oh,
That's
previously I
not
got
terrible,
the Mage Robe, which I didn't showcase, sorry. That gives a plus 20 mana, and is also part of the Disciples Arcana set. Which is basically the magical version of the Journeyman's outfit.
Oh, you get the Mage Robe. I thought you got the Archmage. You did get the Robe of the Archmage, okay.
Yeah, I did. I have both.
Okay, yeah.
I also got the Stiletto, which makes it that enemies that have armor, I can penetrate through 10% of their.
That's my second.
Of their armor, with physical damage. In the case of the Sorcerer, I do hybrid damage. So basically, I'm actually taking advantage of the weapon, or the item, I should say. Let me help you out with those 2 boys over here.
I was trying to drag him into the spikes, actually.
Yeah. We could do that. But I don't think they pathfind through traps if they have a clear path somewhere else. Alright. That is a circlet of willpower.
Eventually you learn what the items are based on their image on the screen.
So circlet of willpower is the second part of the set of Disciples Arcana, and now I got plus 5 resistance. So just keep an eye.
That's gonna be amazing. Okay.
Keep a track of what set bonuses you have. It's very important, especially if you're trying to build in a certain way. Oh, this trap right here, I literally just go for it. I gun it. Just go to the left and try to instinctively avoid the arrows, but I don't know any real good tips about how to time this other than just analyze the pattern, but that takes way too much time.
There's a lot of safe spots in that one actually, like where you're standing currently.
Yeah.
Hold on. There's another one right in between the two arrows that come down.
Oh, there you go. So I'm gonna go ahead and press the button, turn off the trap, and we got an item. Perfect. Capable
Oh my
draw.
gosh.
This item lets me basically move faster whenever I get hit by 33% for 2 seconds.
The more important part of that item
Is when you get hit.
is it's got 6% evasion on it.
Well, the one that you got?
Right? Did
No,
you get?
no,
Oh
I got
no, that's the
capable
wrong
draw.
one. When you get hit, right? Sorry, I was
Yeah.
thinking about the other cape. There's so many capes.
If you guys are afraid that you missed something, you can always go ahead and press C or whatever your button for character sheet is, and next to character you'll be able to see map. This allows you to just navigate through the map, look around. By what I can see, we navigated through the whole dungeon and I'm not missing anything important. These blue symbols are just mana, these green symbols are health. We didn't spot any secrets, so we're good.
We're also on floor 3, so the next floor is the boss fight, which instantly heals both your HP and your MP to full.
Yes. So if you're worried that you're going to die in the boss fight, don't, because you will basically heal back to full. As you can see, I'm missing right now, maybe 5 HP. So once I go in there, you'll notice I'm back to full.
There's also a drop-off always right before the boss,
Yes.
including, which is very hard to find, Act 4 boss, the Watcher. You have to go to the right. It usually shows up on your map. So you can always send back if you're afraid you're not going to actually be able to beat that boss, or if it's a new boss, or just on a safety tip.
Yeah. And speaking of map, as you can see, that's what the ore drop looks like in the map. It'll just look like an orb with a little arrow pointing down to the right side. What do you think? Kill the boss then drop, or
I already dropped. My town doesn't really matter, so we can kill the boss and then drop. That'd be fine.
I'll do that. Yeah. So if you're confident that you're gonna kill the boss always drops some ore, or at least sometimes it does. So you can deposit after you kill the boss.
I think 100% of the time, like even the new Drac boss drops ore.
I've gotten times where I get just a red item, no ore.
All right, are you ready?
Yes. So you see that pile of rock right there? That's going to be the boss as soon as we get close.
3.
Yes. Go ahead. 3.
2. 1.
And there he is. So he starts off, because of the fact that we're playing with 2 players, his HP is actually going to start off at 1,500, for what it seems like. It should be lower if you're playing solo.
That was actually pretty close. Oh gosh. With a vengeance.
So we're right now just playing on muscle memory right now because, yeah, we don't want to die. But you will notice that every single time that he makes the stalagmites or stalactites, I always forget what this word. But yeah, whenever he makes those little spears fall, the bats come out. So if you're looking for a way to get combo, which is something that we're going to touch upon later, it'll help you out a lot with the boss fight. But since we're able to dodge all the attacks that he was able to throw at us, we didn't die and we killed it.
That was actually pretty intense, not gonna lie.
I'm gonna pick up this item first. It says Markham Stone. It's 2% ore gain per item in my inventory. So when I pick it up, I go ahead and check in my inventory. You're gonna notice that this is part of the Markham set. So everything that has the word Markham's will increase the set bonus. This is actually one of the better sets in the whole game. In this case, this is giving me, let's see, if I go ahead where it says resources and hover on top of the ore gain, it says I have a 124% ore gain. This just means that every 4th ore that I pick up gives me 1 more ore. By the time I get to 200% ore gain, it's guaranteed every ore I pick up is 2 ore. Alright, so now that we successfully got that, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this. And in case we die, at least I have some resources back at home, you know? Okay, so we're gonna go into the second act.
Now, to be very clear, Mambo and I have been playing this game for far more hours than we're willing to admit, and we are very good at passing the first stage. It is not that common to kill the first boss in your first go in, duo or single player.
However, for Act 2, things get a little spicy.
That's a way to put it, you know? Yeah, I like it.
So yeah, you may have noticed that him walking over these grates would spawn 4 little beetles. So don't get caught off guard by that, because that might kill you. Just get ready to kill them back. Now you notice that we have additional enemies. Now there are skeleton warriors and archers.
That's gotta be.
And currently there's a spawner over there. And I'm about to die. I'm about to die.
I had a bot.
I'm taking damage.
You coming? Ooh, nuggets.
Alright.
That was intense.
So each floor has a gimmick. The first act doesn't really have a gimmick, but on this one, we are in the prison. There's something called the button that would unlock the cells. So this right here is actually a button that's covered up by leaves, which is pretty hard to spot. Most new players miss it, but I'm here to show you. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's basically a very squared brown thing with like leaves. But
So
you
what's
won't be able to tell if there's no light. So I recommend that you walk into these rooms and just walk against the wall. You're gonna notice that it's gonna tell me the action button to press, and once I press it, something happened.
Yeah, you can go down south. I'll go up north.
So for example, if I open the tab button, it will open the mini map, and it says that I have unlocked these little areas right here. So now we are able to grab the loot. We got another key, which is pretty good.
That's actually... Are we going to cheese a puzzle, since all we have is bronze keys?
Yeah, we can cheese it to get the bronze.
Hold on,
chest.
go south, go south.
Oh, I just wanted to fail a little bit. I wanted to see if I can level up, but I just realized I'm not close to leveling up.
I'm going to go with the no, Scotty.
But yeah, there's a chest downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's just go.
Non-keyed chest.
Alright. This right here, this bar right here next to my abilities is the XP bar. So that's one way you can tell how much percentage you have. But if you want a exact number, you can always go to the character sheet when it says speed and experience. Oops, sorry. You can hover on top of the plus sign right here and it'll show you how much experience you have in total, what you're missing to get to the next level, and at which rate you're gaining experience. My current cap is level 20, but I'm only level 3, so I don't have to worry about that just yet. Alright, let's go ahead and open this, and it's just an ore. You may notice that bronze chests always drop items, and it has a chance of dropping either a common item, which is the white ones, or an uncommon, which are the green ones. But these that don't have a key requirement, those have a chance of also dropping the same items as the bronze chest. However, they also have a increased chance of getting a diamond, which is gold in this case, and ore. And right now we're at the first puzzle of the game. It's not really a death trap, it's just a puzzle. I'm pretty terrible at doing this, so I'm probably gonna let Turtle do it. Turtle, you know how to do this, right?
Do we have a silver key?
Mess it. No, you have to mess it up a little bit. In the last step, basically. Hold up. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I think it's messed up enough we can solve it from here.
Go for it.
Like, actually try and figure it out. Give me a second.
Yeah, go for it. So yeah, for some of you who want to play this as pure as possible, you can just take your time, try to figure this out. If you hate puzzles and you just want to beat the game, there are sources out there that give you the instructions on how to solve this puzzle. And as you can see, after messing up a couple of tiles and then getting it correct, we got a regular brown chest. But if you do this in the minimal amount of steps, which I don't know the exact number, I think it's 7.
It changes each time.
I think sometimes it's 5 to 7. It's 5 to 7. I remember seeing that.
Well, no, there's 4 ones before. Like, I've gotten everything from 4 to like 8. Like it's everything but like 1 square.
Yeah, but basically the least amount of steps you take, the better the chest that you get. So the highest you can get from here is a silver chest. This right here, this treasure room is just guarded by basically man-eaters, but we can cheese it, especially with the sorcerer.
I was just trying to cheese it with a paladin, and it's very difficult to do.
So I recommend that you shoot it like this, and you can take your time.
I'll leave you to do that for the next 8 hours.
Yeah, I'll do it. We're here to win. I'm showing you guys how to win.
Oh yeah, if you can take the time to win. Anything that gives you an advantage is amazing.
Yeah. Considering how my damage is abysmal, it's pretty hard to get this done faster.
Yeah, what's important to note about the boxes and crates you see everywhere is you can get food dropping in those. So if you ever require some kind of sustenance because you're a little low on HP, it's very important to remember.
Oh, cool.
That you shouldn't kill that guy that way.
That is why you don't do things the non-cheesy way. Alright, so we just showcase a new mechanic that we haven't introduced just yet. Basically, if one of us dies, we have a second chance, but it comes at a cost of linking our souls. So if I go into text chat, you will see that says the quest-giving turtle has revived MamboTND. Their souls are now linked. So what that means is that if one of us dies, the other player dies.
Everyone who's linked to that player dies.
Yes.
So now if one of us dies, the game is over. The match is won.
If you were to play this in single player, basically just 1 death is all it takes because there's nobody else to revive me. So don't die when you play single player. Guys, I just spotted a cracked wall. This is the cracked wall for Act 2. It's kind of pretty. Just break it. And in this case, we got a randomized puzzle. Whenever you see this, just press the button. There's nothing you can do to change the outcome. And in this case, it gave us money or a silver key, which is actually pretty sweet. And we got a brown chest that gave us an item. Perfect.
I mean, it's okay, I guess.
Alright, so I got some health and mana regen. That's good.
Oh man, if we'd gotten that key earlier, we could have finished that puzzle up top.
Yeah, yeah,
that would have been nice.
Oh well. So there's many approaches you can take to this game. You can go ahead and kill everything in the map, spot all the secrets, then do the puzzles, or you can just do everything that's on your way for a faster playthrough.
Yeah, there's definitely more. There's time-consuming, efficient ways to play this game.
Yes.
And you can visit any of them. That's a pretty good thing to find right now.
Ooh, perfect timing. All right, guys. Right? So this right here is a monolith. Oh, watch out with the bomb.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sometimes when you break these crates, by the way, they have a chance of dropping food, but they also have a chance of dropping money. Other times, bombs, as you can see, what just happened earlier. Anyways, this right here is called a monolith. Ooh, you look like you have some trouble.
Oh no, I was doing just fine. Corner strats, man. Corner strats.
So I'll go ahead and interact with this, and it will say the monolith has imbued you with sundering strikes. So what that does, you're gonna see this little symbol right here. It only lasts for a couple of moments. If I go ahead and go to my character sheet, and next to it where it says effects, it will show that I have the monolith buff, sundering strike. All damage ignores 50% armor and or resistance. So now my all my hybrid damage is going to be doing more damage against these guys because their armor is being ignored. Armor being
as is their magic resist.
And yeah, and that's it. Alright, we got...
Wow!
Nice! We're getting
Some good ones
resources
today.
left and right.
Yeah. I don't know if you looked over here.
Yes, that is a button over there. Cool.
That's
what the button looks like without being covered by the leaves. So once you memorize the color palette of that thing, it's like your eyes just gets trained to just spot it all the time.
Oh, DDR trap too.
Boom.
Puzzle. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and refill because we're linked.
I'm gonna go ahead and refill as well. Get my health maxed, and let's keep trucking.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I can't really tank too many hits.
Okay. There's archers behind us. Yeah. Let's head back here.
Yeah.
And corner strat this.
We can do corner strat this, yeah.
There. Boom.
Beautiful. These two characters that we're playing are basically the optimal
that's an archer.
set of two-player like combination, I would say. Mainly because we have the shield from the paladin and the fact that he can cheese by blocking everything that comes around the corner, and I can shoot things against the wall, which will kill everything that's coming around the corner. I also have the ability of bypassing walls, so for example, they can't see me, but I can drop the comet. So those little cute little things like that.
Oh, do you have
What?
Do I have that? Well, does somebody have Gladiator's Net?
Do we?
I have Gladiator's Net. I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. You actually have some pretty good items, huh?
Yeah, no, this has been a pretty ridiculous run. Usually you don't get that much, especially on these levels.
Alright, we have 2,769 gold. And we're gonna look into the shop. Some pretty good items right here, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and get a monster pamphlet of undead. That will increase my damage and experience gain from killing undead, which this floor has. Let's see, gold gain from Lucky Charm. I can go for movement speed. Great Helm will increase my survivability. I'm gonna actually get that. Markham's Purse. That's also another part of the Markham set, but I don't think I'll invest on that just yet. I think I'll invest into the boots. It's the cheaper survival option. So now my movement speed is a little faster, which means I can go ahead and avoid things such as traps more often and projectiles from enemies.
Wow, what a store for me, man.
Alright, so to properly do this, you will have to time your steps. I would just do skip 2 arrows, then go, but I'm pretty bad at doing that. As you can see, I got hit anyways. So I'm just gonna go ahead.
This one, you can go underneath me.
Oh yeah, Paladin Shield can block.
Is it cheat strat here?
Yes. Perfect.
It helps out dramatically in these kinds of situations.
Ooh, I leveled up. Perfect timing for healing. Alright.
I was just trying to disarm the elite
so you may
guys
notice that my sorcerer is pretty frail. Whereas Turtle being the paladin, he just tanks every hit. Especially with those items that he's got.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. This is not the north of what you come across. Oh, there's some food over there for you. An orange.
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 A tip that will give you is try not to use your potions until the boss fight. So unless you really need to. Like if you're about to get shot, like you see it that you're gonna get shot and you're gonna die, then yeah, go ahead and use the potion before the boss fight. But I will highly recommend keeping the potion for the boss fight because that's like literally the only way you get a second wind at defeating the boss.
What?
Right.
That's fine.
Ooh,
I was facing
awesome.
the wrong way. Wow,
Perfect.
that
Alright,
never
guys.
happens on first go.
So this right here, now that we pressed the button, the cell opened, and now we're able to actually talk to this guy right here, which is the thief. Crooked Wolfram. Thanks a lot. I hope to see you around. Yeah, see you around, man. Anyways, that means that we just gain access to unlocking the tavern, which once you purchase that, you will unlock the class title. Well, not the class title, but the class, you know, the character, the thief. So
Okay.
that's pretty good.
So this is the DDR trap. You have to go as fast as you can to hit as many buttons as you can that are not lit up.
Yes.
What's important here is we currently have a silver key, which means if we get this right and we light up all 5 lights on the left-hand side, we get a silver box, which is a guaranteed green or better item, which is uncommon or better.
Yes.
Whenever you, I'm going to just go.
All right.
And then
So
we'll try
what we
and
could
just
do
get them
is cheese it, and what we could try to do for optimizing this with 2 players is that we take we do
all. I'll take
circles
the
around
outside
4
rows.
blocks.
You take the 4.
So I'm gonna go ahead on this side, and you go ahead and.
Well, no, go on the bottom where you were just going,
All
and then
right.
I'll hit the top and around.
Alright.
I'll hit the 5 on the outside. Ready?
All right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. So as long as we delta split, we should be able to do this pretty fast. And we only got this, 2 bronze. Oh well. Hey, we still got a green item. Ooh, perfect. I got shaftlock pickaxe. That's an
You
amazing
sure
item.
did. That's awesome for
So
first
this
starting
item
out.
gives me 50% more ore gain, and in combination with the Markham Stone, and as long as I keep getting items, I'm pretty close to getting to 100% ore gain. So this would mean that every 3 ore from 4 ore that I pick up, 3 of them are gonna give me 2 ore, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. Oh man, I was looking at your character sheet and I was like, "Oh, I got the shaftlock pickaxe." I did not. That is not what
That
I
was
got.
me.
That's what you got. Yeah,
That was me.
that was weird.
All right. So can we spot
Oh,
anything
man.
on this map? Not really, just yet.
Let's corner it. Oh wow, beautiful work. Just hop on behind me. And just come through like that.
Perfect. Oh, I got shot anyways.
Okay, can you see it over there? Ooh, shoot. I did not want to stay in there.
Ooh, I see the button.
That's what I was asking about. Okay.
Alright guys, so right here, the button is above the leaves, but it looks pretty, it looks like it belongs to the wall, but like I said, just memorize the size, which is just an awkward rectangle, and that color palette, and you'll be able to spot it every single time.
Okay. Got some more cleared up. You should be about a fourth the way through leveling, right?
No, I'm actually level 3 or 4.
I'm level.
I'm level
4.
I'm level 4. You're level
There's
4. You're
there's an apple over here if you
26%.
need
I'm
it.
25%. We're even.
Yeah, about a fourth of the way. I just said that.
I'm sorry.
I used my words.
I don't know
Where'd you
English,
go?
man. I'm talking to
This is,
someone who doesn't know anything about English, man.
These rooms are also common to find the button. The button can
Yes.
only spawn in certain places. It will always be on a wall facing downwards, which
Yes.
would be like these
So
two
you
walls
should be
he's pointing out
able
here.
to see it.
But it would never spawn on a wall like this or this
Yes.
because
So,
it's got the grate and a light.
so common spots would be like break rooms, as I call them. So this would be considered a break room because it's like at the end. It's like the end of a string. And it usually holds gold or consumables, even other things such as paints, blueprints, and stuff like that. Things that we'll get into later on.
I'm just attracting them up to these corners.
Ow.
Is what I'm doing. Yeah, because that was a pretty intense room. There's been a lot of death in that room. A lot of 187s.
Actually, if you just stand here.
I mean, oh, you want me to stand in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we can do that.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's a dude. Oh
Ooh,
gosh.
that is dangerous.
Running away faster.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
When you're poisoned,
I'm not.
you slow. I was poisoned. It was rough.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and... I seen the map of consumable over there. It's an apple.
Yeah, go for it. Let me get this guy who's trying to
10
come get you.
HP worth.
Okay, do I got him? Oh man, he is spawning a lot. They usually don't spawn.
Alright, I'm gonna go eat the cheese as well.
There's a man-eater down here too.
There's a man-eater? Ooh, that's not... Dude, this
Yeah.
thing, oh, that room is way too open with
That
way
is
too many enemies.
toxic.
Alright,
Yeah,
guys.
come up on this corner.
So take your
Bring
time. Just pull things back. Don't gather the whole room. Just...
Yeah, this
Just
game's
take a
a
little
lot
by
about
little.
patience.
Yes, at least in the beginning of the game, it will definitely be about patience. Well, not
Yeah, let's
a lot of patience, because you can still
Let's see if we can bring
get
him over
away
here.
with
Hold
being
on, let me
aggressive.
get these guys done.
Well, I'm dealing with a mini boss.
Are you
right
getting him?
here.
Okay.
Currently, I'm just trying to dodge everything. Yes.
Yeah, I can disarm
So
him.
you may notice that certain times that we hit
Ooh.
a enemy, certain statuses will be applying to them. In the case of Turtles has an item called Gladiator's Debt, which is a 20% chance to disarm. You can tell an enemy is disarmed when they have the like a little stop symbol above their heads. And all that does is that they're unable to shoot their weapons if they have projectiles, or they just can't hit you with their melee.
We're linked, man. We're
Yep.
linked.
We're good. I'm not dying.
That
Alright, so
man-eater's
this
got me
right here,
nervous.
it's gonna have to
Careful,
be the
I'm behind.
biggest cheese
I
of
can go up.
existence.
That's cool. Yeah, no, we're gonna cheese the heck out of this.
Alright, so I'm gonna do the... Oh,
Careful,
bro, that
careful.
spawner, bro.
Oh, let me let me
Yeah.
get around it.
I'm not fast enough.
No! That was a good example of a first run. Anything can take you out,
Yes.
especially if you're linked. And
Yeah.
that went exceedingly well. We had some ore sent back to the
Yes.
town. Even though I found 22, I only sent 7 back to town.
Yes. I'm sad because I had 23. I only sent 8.
Mambo, you holding out on me?
Yes.
Now, the biggest part of the screen you want to look at is the gold found. 67.42 versus only 11.50 sent to town.
Yes.
Now, that seems like a huge differential, but it's really not, because we went to the shop and purchased items. So we did find a lot more money, but we used some of it to be able to further our run in the tower itself.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and press restart, and that'll send us
go
back to the town. And now we can see what we gained. So the 1,214 gold and the 8 ore. And then we also have something new, that is the stars that you see right there. So I'll show you right now where you can use those stars. Stars are skill points. This person right here, he's a trainer. He allows you to spend your star points or skill points and to, you know, training into whatever skills or passives you have. So in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and get this passive, definitely. This is called Biting Chill, and it activates on its own. So in this case, what it does is the sorcerer slows down the enemies by 20% for 2 seconds. That means that whenever I use my primary attack or use my comet, it will always slow them down for 20%. Also, they have a 7.5 chance to freeze and stay in place for 1.2. I can't even count numbers, bro. 1.25. So, as you can see, based on the skill right here, that little symbol above the frozen enemy, little snowflake, that means that they're frozen and they're unable to move. So I'm gonna go ahead and just invest in that, and then the frost shard to increase the damage of my primary damage or my primary attack. Normally I don't recommend to invest too much points on comets, but for the meantime, 1 point doesn't really hurt. It just means even more damage for me.
You can also retrain it anytime.
Yes.
And the less points you have in there, the better it is. So once you unlock your full guild, you can retrain all of your heroes to make sure that they've got the levels and the abilities you want them to have. Because you can't max out all these abilities until level 29.
Yes, correct. So as you can note, you will notice that as I go up to tiers, there will be their cost goes up. So for example, the Frost Shard cost me 3 stars. When I get to level 4, it will cost me 4. That'll be 5, 6, and 8. Everything goes up. Some of these get really expensive, and yeah. For the meantime, I'm just gonna level up those 2 guys, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use the 5 ore that I needed initially. And oh, you will notice that I opened up now the ore trader and the apothecary. The ore trader was Oliver, that first guy that we saw in the beginning of the dungeon. And the apothecary was the person with the well. And that gave us the potions. So now that we found them, they returned to the town. And now they can give us, you know, some service.
Interesting note, you cannot talk to Oliver until you unlock him with ore.
Yes.
Everyone else, like the apothecary chick says, but I'm missing ore.
Mm. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy the blacksmith 1, and that'll be the only thing we can afford right now. If it actually would have deposited those 23, I could have probably just gotten the apothecary and town hall too. Don't buy ore trader until you can actually max it out all the way. You can go up to ore trader 4, I believe. But if you're in a desperate need of ore, and you're willing to sacrifice your gold, then I recommend that you do use some of the ore trader levels. But that is something that has like diminished returns. I'll explain that in a future video. For now, I'll just stick with just the blacksmith. The town will reload, and now you will notice that whatever. The blacksmith guy now has a little functioning fireplace and has water. Apparently that's what they required 5 ore to get. And the money symbols appear, which means we can interact with him. So I go talk to him. Smith Barrow, that's his name. Now we have access to armor 1, weapon 1, critical chance 1, and boots 1. The first things I want to level up like immediately would be armor. Well, armor 1 would give me +5 armor, which is a pretty good amount. And then the next thing that I will purchase is boots. Movement speed is critical in this game. Now that I can move faster, that means I can dodge more. That means I can do traps better. And since I got +5 armor, now I'll be blocking 10% of all physical damage. You will notice that down here, the apothecary now is here, but he's missing ore. So when we purchase the apothecary, you'll go back to business and you'll see a much beautiful place right here. Anyways.
And that, I believe that ends the first video. First successful run, got into the second act. That was I would call that a very successful first run. That went very smoothly.
Yeah. We could have gone a little farther.
Items.
Yeah, we got some really good items, but then I messed it up because I'm pretty frail.
That's okay. I should have jumped in front of that bullet for you. That was your paladin's fault. That was your bodyguard.
My bodyguard didn't protect me. But yeah, if you managed to get that far in your first run, that would have been pretty impressive. Because we're doing this because we know based on experience. But if you didn't have that much experience on your own and you got that far, I would say that's pretty impressive. I'll be proud of yourself.
Yeah, that means you are super good at video games, and one might say, the best in the world, because that would be insane to do without any knowledge.
Dude, only my viewers are the best in the world.
Right?
Right? Anyways, I want to mention one more thing I want to teach you guys before we go. And if we go back to the character sheet, you're going to notice something. If I go ahead and hover on top of my mana region, it says +0.2 class title from my mana region. That 0.2 class title applies to all characters that I play as. Why is that? Okay, so when you defeat the bosses and you go to the higher end, the higher acts, it unlocks the class titles. So by the time you complete this this run and you get to NG1, I believe you get a +1. Am I correct on that? Like a +1 class title.
No,
for
it might
mana
be
region?
2.
2?
I think it's 2, yeah, because then you get +1 health regen off the priest. So
It's 0.2 per boss.
Is it 0.2? It should be 1 then, yeah, because there's 5.
It should be 1. I'm not entirely sure. Whatever it is, what you need to note and take from this is Sorcerer gives you mana regen. And if I go ahead and check Turtle, playing as the Paladin, he got a 2.0 class title for armor. So all his characters now have 2 armor. And yeah, so Paladin does armor, and if you guys are interested in checking out what class titles each character gives, I recommend you check out the Heroes of Hammerwatch wiki. That will give you some more information on what they get per level, on their base stats, and what they give as a class title. But the short
numerically,
yes,
that is a great resource to use. However, if you want to just know what all the classes do, this series will continue to showcase every single class being played in single player mode by Mambo, and he's amazing at the game. We'll be able to say everything about that character and what it does. So just follow the series, you'll be able to get all the information you need in terms of Hammerwatch itself.
Thank you for the shout out. Appreciate it.
On your own channel, really? That was amazing.
Anyways, guys, I'm glad that you guys watched this much, and I hope you guys got some good information that you're able to go beat this game, or at least continue watching the series to learn how to beat the game. And yeah, we're gonna continue this some other time.
Yeah, this is a Quest Giving Turtle. Thank you all so much for watching. I had a blast. We're going to continue this with the Paladin and the Sorcerer only in terms of the videos that will be posted up. We'll make the whole series. You guys can watch this from beginning to end. We will not play these characters without your eyeballs being able to see exactly. Thanks. Have a beautiful time.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching. And yeah, have a good day. Bye-bye.